Okay, here we go. Hopefully things are working. Looks like everything is smooth. Hello, hello. Good morning to North America. Good afternoon to Europe, maybe? Early evening? Good evening to Asia. It's that time of week, Title Tuesday. Welcome to Syncopied, first in Twitch chats. Welcome to the people who are already here in YouTube chats. Hope everyone's doing well. I appreciate the positive energy so far. So I was actually ready to go live about 45 minutes ago because I thought Title Tuesday started an hour earlier. And then I found out...
It's too early to quack.
Hello, J-Page. Thank you for the quack. For the too early to quack. So I found out it's only the later Title Tuesday that starts an hour earlier. So I think every Title Tuesday this month, I've gotten the time like mixed up. Like I almost got caught with the April Fools, not an April Fools on April 1st. And then last week I didn't realize it was a permanent change. And today, I actually have a decent excuse because I saw this article announcing the time change.
Big 57, love you always, my goat.
Thank you, Cole. Happy 57. And I saw it shows the early Title Tuesday starting at 10 a.m. Eastern time, which is 9 a.m. Central time, which was half hour ago. So I was like getting set up to start the stream, and then I realized I couldn't join the tournament because it starts in half hour from now. So I have joined. I'm currently 20th seed. I've had a little bit of time to wake up. Had some light food. Just made some tea. Thank you to all the resubs on Twitch. Party H, James Black, welcome back. Do let me know where you're watching from. I see JT Caruana from New York. Maybe related to Fabiano? So I think what I'll do is I'll play at least one, maybe a few warm-up games. We got Nepal, Faroe Islands, England, Japan, India, Switzerland. Thank you, Linner Zero. Happy 2 months. Vancouver, BC. Kathmandu, Nepal. Seattle,
I
Melbourne.
always like when you stream. Makes my day brighter.
Thank you, Syncopede. Happy 34 months. Thank you, JPB. Gifting a sub to Darknix. Saudi Arabia, North Dakota, Australia, Finland, Rome, South Carolina, India, Canada, Fort Collins, Tunisia, Virginia. One question. So, Eric, when do we play tennis? Weather's been getting better in St. Louis. I've been playing a little bit more frequently. I played a few days ago. I might end up playing in Greece. I heard there's tennis courts somewhere in Greece. I'm not planning to bring my racket, but hopefully they have rackets too. Got Iceland. Got a few people from Nepal. Northern Norway. Romania, Luxembourg, Montreal, Kenya, New York, Geneva, Norway, Cardiff. Haven't heard of Cardiff. Colombia, St. Louis.
I need to resubscribe so that I can have the Imrose and London emote.
Oh, welcome back,
Thanks
four-way
for
fork.
all of the great content. By the way, please play in an OTB tournament so we can have Jonathan commentate.
Yeah, just to bring back Jonathan, I have to find an event to play in. I'm not sure when my next like over the board classical event will be. Maybe over the summer. Maybe something in St. Louis.
Thanks for your hard work, Eric. Much appreciated. And
thank you, LSR TV. Thank you, JH, as well, for the super chat. From California. That's 2 hours earlier in California. Good morning to you. All right, let's play the first game of the stream. This will be my warm-up, wake-up game. Okay. So this is not officially Title Tuesday. Even though I am playing a title player. Hopefully this will be good warm-up for both of us. Yeah, this h5 move, hoping for the trap, which I can show later. It's interesting though. Black gains space. I mean, e4 we trade. Let's go for it. Because f6 is vulnerable. I think I'll take and play e5. g5 is also a bit loose. And black's position is very delicate here. Queen takes, I have bishop e5. I do get pinned. And queen a4. Bishop c6, bishop b5. I want a queenside castle ASAP. Calculation is this. I keep initiative even after takes. Now I'm threatening the rook and threatening things on the e-file. c7 is also hanging. The knight's still pinned. That's a move. Take on c7. Knight b5 also is a move. I'm expecting rook e6 and then bishop f5. So I hit the knight, I connect the rooks, I want to take and then still win something on e-file. And knight helps defend e1. I'm threatening to take and then put the other rook on e1. I might also be threatening this move. Like so many black things are vulnerable here. There's pins in multiple directions. Wow, it's really close to mate. Bishop g6. I'll just play this. Still gotta watch my time. Now I can take. I don't have bishop f5. d5? Queen f6. And this move. Yeah, it's looking really good. Okay, GG. Good warm-up. Was able to stay awake. I moved quickly enough. Gained some rating. Gained 7 points there. Yeah, one goal for the stream is to stay above 2800. Oh, Cardiff is the capital city of Wales. Okay. I don't think I ever knew that. Good to learn something new, though. Can players refuse a title if they meet that criteria? Yeah, I think you actually have to pay FIDE a fee to actually get like the FM or IM title. I'm not sure about the GM title if the fee is waived. Definitely for FM though. It's like a maybe €50 processing fee. A typical FIDE. At least it used to be the case. Like when I got my title in 20... Oh man, when was it? 2011, I think I got my FM title. I assume it's still the case. Should I check my accuracy? Let's guess my accuracy. Maybe high 80s. It felt like a pretty clean game. Maybe I could have done more to win quicker, but... Actually, maybe the accuracy is in the 90s. It felt really smooth. Let's see. 81! I didn't play as well as I thought I did. Let's investigate. Yeah, I was completely winning from pretty early, though. Yeah, there was a point in time where I made some videos about this trap. Discovered this a few years ago.
Hey Imrose and Ducky, are you going to stream the Lichess Marathon?
When is the Lichess Marathon? Lichess Spring Marathon. Oh, April 25th. Maybe. I don't think I'll be traveling then, so... Yeah, very possibly. I should mark that in my calendar. Thanks for asking. Or is it already marked in my calendar? Sometimes I do mark it like months in advance and then I forget about it. It's not marked. All right. Just made a note in my calendar. Thank you, Ellie2000. So, yeah, the point of playing h5 here is hoping white plays e3, which is one of the most logical moves. It might even be the most common move. You can't check on chess.com. People can check on Lichess to see the stats. But e3 is actually a blunder because black can play e5. Black is winning the bishop by force. The point is, if bishop takes e5, f6, and the pawns get like this, the bishop gets trapped. And if pawn takes e5, then g5, h4 also traps the bishop. So it's a tricky line. But the thing is, if white doesn't fall into it, then h5 is somewhat of a loss for tempo. My opponent tried to justify it by still expanding, but I had a safe place for the bishop. Got a great position in the middle game. Uh-oh. I dropped some frames. I see 1F. I see bad connection. Sometimes it's people's internet and not my own internet. But what's happening here? What is this? Oh dear. Is the stream being affected? Oh no. I've never seen it like bounce up and down like this. Okay, now it seems... Okay, people saying fine. Again, as usual for Title Tuesday, I'm using Proctor, which for the last couple of weeks, there's been a bit of lag. Like usually later on, things lag a little bit, but I've never seen this. Let's maybe refresh. Maybe I'll play one more warm-up game just to make sure that things are stable. I think using Girda for the bits. Okay, everyone's saying stream is fine, so that's good. I did reduce my bitrate before the stream. I've been getting some like encoding errors. Thank you, C-Digs. Another super chat, $4.99. Thanks so much. Oh, there's a question about the bishop trap. Regarding the bishop trap, what happens if the bishop retreats to g3 after g5? Or no, after capturing the pawn on e5. So like this. Oh, like if bishop g3 immediately, there's h4. And eventually, like the same thing happens. And if bishop e5, f6, bishop g3 here, there's still h4. Wherever the bishop moves, the pawns will attack and the bishop still gets trapped. But this is still playable for white. There's compensation after bishop d3, and there's some lines where you get bishop g6 and the king has to bong cloud. But the engine will say like -1, I think, in black's favor. This position is -1.6. So it's nifty trap.
Hi,
It
Eric.
probably
Hi,
works quite
all.
well at the
TT
amateur
time
level.
already?
It's not something
Wasn't
I've
used to
tried in
catch
a
you
while,
after
though.
a series of late night streams. Good luck.
Thank you, streams on Twitch. Welcome back, Info your nips as well. Happy 66. All right, let's play one more game. A final game before the tournament will actually begin. Here we go. Playing this person, untitled, from Bangladesh. Oh, what am I doing? Yeah, this is just a bad opening for me, but maybe I can justify it. I meant to, yeah. My main line is usually e4. It's good wake-up call, though. Just mixed up my move order. So I'm down a pawn. I do have the bishop pair. Prevent white from castling. Maybe I should have allowed it. Queen c4 is probably coming. I can castle, but then b4. Oh, but then I take and win d2. Okay, this is reasonable. If d3, I have bishop b2. Might play this to induce it. Don't really want to trade queens. Maybe I can play this. There's king d1 though. So queen e7, I guess. Queen is a bit awkward here. We might see this move. Yeah. King d1 is coming. I guess I'll play rook d8. Cheap rook d8, there's still some pressure. King d1's the only way to defend. If this, I have this. If this, I still have this. And now I am threatening this again. Try and double up. And now d3 is possible. I definitely want to make use of my pawns. I have bishop b4? Still d3, so let's play this. d3, I can ignore it for a move. Maybe this move. Let's try and confuse my opponent. Interesting. I have to take. Yeah, still down a pawn. It's still unpleasant. Rooks are getting traded. But not all the rooks. If takes, I have rook h8, win back the pawn. This is a scary idea combined with f4. And walk up with the king. Have to take first. Knight f5 is coming. Try and get in rook d2. Prevent knight d4, prepare this. White's playing this well. f5. I'm getting very outplayed. Well played. Okay, I just get mated. Tough game. I tried to fight back, but yeah, the opening oopsie was a bit tough to come back from. Down the pawn the whole game. Opponent converted well too. I thought I was being at least kind of tricky around here. But white always had everything under control. Even around here, I thought maybe creating some practical issues for white. But yeah, it didn't quite work out. Yeah, I should probably hold off on taking this to at least sack the bishop for the promoted queen, but okay. No more games until the tournament begins. I'll check my accuracy. Probably 80s again, maybe 70s. 78. What to do? So if you're just tuning in, Title Tuesday starts in just over 3 minutes. Yeah, just to show this opening, I mixed up my move order. The move I almost always play is pawn e4, with idea to then play a6 and get the bishop pair. And this is a fun line. Very often black gets space, gets some attack. Hopefully I'll remember it for next time. I guess I do have time for a bullet game. But I'm just going to try and like mentally prepare myself. We got the usual top seeds. Caro, Magnus, Ferrugia. Got Sarin, Aghaei. Any Gukash? Oh, we do have Gukash. Seeded 20th. That's insane. World champion. It's the 20th seed. Oh, let me turn on the heart rate monitor. Yeah, my watch is fully charged. Oh, how's it going, Hark here? Who says, I have bits and channel points. What can I do with them? Channel points, there's not too many ways to use them currently. Bits are possible to use for cheering. Thank you, Bambilly. A 100-bit cheer. So for anyone that doesn't know the format, Title Tuesday is 11 rounds of 3+2, or 3+1. I should know the time control by now. 3+2 is like the standard blitz time control for most like over-the-board events. I think they use 3+1 in Title Tuesday to try and make sure the rounds don't go too long. Is the seeding used for pairing selections in first round? Yeah, so the seeding is based on just chess.com blitz rating. And as far as I know, they use a standard Swiss system for pairings, which means I usually play down the first couple rounds, and then if I win the first couple of rounds, I usually play up in round 3, sometimes round 4. Oh, thank you, Harkier. Gifting 5. I appreciate that. If you were gifted a sub, you can say thank you. Now have access to the emotes. Do you ever play the Evans Gambit? Very rarely. Okay. So both chats stay open. At least for the chatters. I hide the chats on my end. And first game. Playing this person. Have a Sicilian, Accelerated Dragon. I've noticed Danya's been playing this line recently too. Oh, I don't want to repeat. I think there's a line queen b4 check. In some cases, a queen drops back to a weird square. I've encountered this a few times against lower-rated players, where they're happy with a draw. Okay, at least we're getting something a bit fresh. Trading queens looks... I feel like I've had this position before, actually. Like, not too long ago. F3 is expected. The bishop makes some sense here, but it also restricts the knight from developing. Like, very often in structure, white likes to get the knight to d5. Might as well play a6, preventing this. c5. So if I take, I guess a take and castling makes sense. And the knight comes in, knight b6 might be in the air. Rook d8 comes with tempo. And this could lead to a lot of trades. If knight c4, I might just induce knight b6. Oh, but then I lose the a-pawn in some line. Okay, here I think b5 makes sense. b5, e5. Yeah, that's fine. e5, knight d5. I think b4. Rook d8, king e2. Rook b8. The idea is to keep expanding. Knight h5. Might be met with g3. Let's go for this. Knight f4 looks very tasty. If g3, the bishop can come in. I do leave the pawn undefended, but just running this. Maybe this move. b4 is coming. Maybe a5. That makes sense. I actually don't like my position. I think I did something wrong. Knight's good. The bishop's now good, targeting b5. White wants to expand somehow, but it's not easy. g4 might be a threat. I think this is okay, though. g4, knight f6. Maybe g5. Also f5. No, that doesn't work. What to do? What to do? I'm in trouble. I thought I had a tactic here to take and take. The bishop was overworked. I do lose this pawn though, but I have knight c4. E5 might be coming. E5 for me is nice. Now knight d4 is coming. Threatening the triple fork. Okay. I really struggled to make that last move. Good thing I had enough time. Okay. Interesting starts. Definitely not the cleanest game. There was a very clear point in the shift of momentum that game with these tactics. And it seemed like white was doing very well around here. With this pawn falling, I have no good way to defend the pawn because bishop d7, there's takes and takes. But white kind of walked into this trick. Eval says white's nearly completely winning. But after this, I had bishop g2 and I won back the pawn. And I had this move. Also, I'm getting a lot of lag now, which wasn't happening earlier. Yeah, maybe it's just analyzing with the engine. I'm going to leave the engine off. There's settings I can check the settings. Using light stockfish. Thank you to Sibbins. Happy 3 months. Oh, thanks to
18 months, Eric. It's been an
Ellen Lee.
education. Thanks, dude.
Who rated earlier. Also, thank you, Hurler on the ditch. Happy 18 months. I don't know what's causing the lag. It wasn't lagging for the warm-up games. I was reading some thread that sometimes it's the move animation settings will cause lag. The interface is currently very unresponsive. So let me just close as many windows as I can. Okay. I feel like if I start trying to analyze too deeply, it's gonna lag more. So I can still play through the game at least. Yeah, once I played e5 and knight d4 has felt very pleasant. It's so easy for white to blunder this move. They probably had to play rook e1. But then there's still tactics like knight c2, forking this, this, and this. Oh yeah, let me update my score too. 1 out of 1. Yeah, maybe I just have to update my my desktop machine. Okay, here we go. Next opponent. C5, knight c3. Yeah, this is one of the main lines with this 95 variation. I think the main move is usually 94. Knight d7 is a mistake. I'll still have to remember the variations. But knight g4 I'm pretty sure is a move. It's been a little while since I've reviewed these lines. The black's under serious pressure now. I do remember there's a lot of like different options. I think taking here first. Maybe take here first. And then like take. There's some weird thing where like this knight almost gets trapped. There's a funny tactic though. I'm calculating this, queen e7. I can't take on c5, but maybe just knight e5. There's a funny line, queen d5, knight f6. Yeah, like I can't do this because f5 and you gotta lose a piece. If I play this, it should be fine. Knight d6 is a move I want to play. The bishop will probably... Actually, bishop d7, maybe I take on b7. f6, I always have f4. Because there is f6, f4, take queen h4, g3. That should be okay. Yeah, can I take on b7? This is rook db8. Maybe it's safer just to castle. I'll build up on the d file. It's a nice position, up a pawn. Still takes work. And rook d2, king h2 are my like slow improving moves. Now with rook f8, I think I can take some tactic. Some a4 ideas. All right, let's try and invade this weakness. There's idea of, never mind. Knight f7 almost does something. F7, take, check. I don't think it works so. Okay, now knight f5. Take. He wins another pawn. Bishop does open a little bit. Now I take here. If takes, I take with check. Okay. GG. It felt like a pretty smooth game. Yeah, during the game there's no lag, so that's good. It's just like doing analysis. Like sometimes I'll hit the arrow key and it's not like responsive, or I'll click something and it doesn't react. But as long as there's no lag between or during games, that's what matters most. Let's see if game review works. Okay, 94.5. Yeah, pretty much all of this was opening prep. Around up until like around here. Like I did remember that like taking on c5 doesn't quite work. So just to clarify, I see some discussion about like leaving chat open. During these games, I completely hide my chat windows. And that's one of the things that I guess I'm allowed to do using Proctor because they monitor my screen. I'm not only screen sharing, but I have a second camera behind me. This is my second camera that Proctor's on chess.com side, watching, make sure there's fair play. I'm not sure what percentage of the tournament is required to use Proctor. I think I heard somewhere it's around 25%. I think at some point they're like gonna have it required for everyone, but I'm not sure. There's a question, why not f5? So black never had a chance for f5, at least around here. When I take, I hit the queen, so the queen has to move. And then I play knight e5. But the reason I don't take here is because then f5, Oh man, I can like barely analyze like the. Oh, this is really bad. I can't like even restart the application because it's gonna mess up everything with the like camera sharing. But I guess I can just explain in this position, if knight e5 then takes and the pawn is overworked in the end. Yeah, I really don't know how to troubleshoot this, but again, during games it's fine, so we move on. Playing Anton Korobov. I think I played not too long ago. I think I beat Anton last time we played. Unless, does this mean I lost? I don't know. Alright, let's play a London. Maybe he beat me? I'll have to check the game. We have this line. Played this against Dayak recently. Knight d7, let's play this. Bishop d2, maybe just bishop here. Avoid the trades. Okay, g3, bishop g2. Makes some sense. Gonna try and complete development. To be honest, I don't have too much experience in these structures. I do get pretty sharp. Like usually the knight wants to be on c4, but on e2 it does discourage f4. Plays f4 anyway. Wow. If f5 doesn't make any sense. Or does it? f5. Also take and then... Wow. It gets super sharp. I think I will take in bishop g2. Expecting knight takes. Yeah, knight f3 was a threat there. I'm under a ton of pressure now. Yeah, he's playing a model game. What to do? Rook a3 maybe? No, rook a3, knight c4. What is Bach's threat? Play king d1? I think b3 looks so ugly, but it does prevent knight c4. Knight's defended. One play this in castle queenside. And eventually f4. The question is, can black do anything? Because f4 is going to be hard to achieve. Oh, now f4 is coming. I can take with bishop, maybe. Oh, it's not good, though. Take with knight, my bishop gets trapped. Take. Take, knight g1, maybe? Oh, it's so bad. Maybe just this? Wait, no, that's coming. I think I'm toast. I don't see how to survive. Take. Knight G1. It's so bad. I think I have to play Knight G1. Or maybe Knight C1? F3 and Bishop F1. I'll reset for the next game. I'm getting grandmastered. It's so uncomfortable. I'm still up a pawn though. Queen D8 eventually. Then maybe my pawn can be freed. Oh, that's a great move. I just dropped a rook too. He probably doesn't even want to take it. I'm literally setting up for the next game. What are my pieces doing? I'm still up a pawn though. Oh, but not for long. He missed Queen E4. Good move. Oh, I get mated. My punishment for developing, I guess. That was a brutal game. Oh man. I feel so humbled. I feel so humbled. Maybe my heart rate was not high enough. Yeah, he just bulldozed me on the king side. Like, I'm not that disappointed because it takes two to make a masterpiece, right? That's what Emery Tate told me after he beat me many years ago. Like, he crushed me, and then after the game he said, it takes two to make a masterpiece. And I felt less bad about myself. Thank you to Flads. Happy 58. Yeah, I'm not sure if I feel humbled or just crushed.
That was some impressive.
Like emotionally and physically devastated. What did I do wrong? Maybe taking the pawn. But which pawn? Maybe I should have played this, but the problem is black has like constant pressure. I guess there's more argument to like playing f5 and getting a position like this where at least I have the e4 square. And if I can put the bishop here, it's still kind of slow, but let's check the eval here. White's better. Is f5 the best move? F5 was the best move. Ah, my first impression too. And then like I started calculating and then it felt like it didn't make sense, but it makes perfect sense. Because the square is so important. Like what happened in the game, my pawn was stuck here. And black got the knight here. That's another difference. Like if I were to go for this, black's pawn is stuck here. The pieces stare at the pawn. Maybe there's potential to sack, but then, okay, it's a different position. So that's a big lesson. So I guess I was okay like going into this exact line. I don't think I've studied knight d7 though. e4. Okay, now there's less lag, which is good. Even with the engine. Engine likes g4. g4 is actually nice to just prevent all of these shenanigans. I guess the drawback is there's some like g5 and knight comes to f4. But if ever g5, my knight could come to f5. Yeah, this is probably the point of no return. Like, it's such an innocent pawn capture. I still had a... Yeah, I had to play f5 here. I was just losing. Like, this is the only way I saw to not lose material, like, instantly. Is knight g1. Like, even here... I was about to play rook g1 and blunder takes fork. If I play bishop f1, there's fork immediately. If I take here, my bishop gets trapped. And then here, f3 is a threat. I can't play f3 myself because it's not legal. Oh, there was a question about f5 in the previous game, which I think I answered. But if you want to specify a move number, feel free to let me know. Yeah, when I played rook a4, I didn't even see this. I saw this, which doesn't really do much. Oh yeah, I wanted to castle, but if I castle, then bishop g5 would pin me. Okay, moving on. Here we go. I play down again. I'm 2 out of 3. Forgot to update my score. Couple rounds. Here we go. Pawn d4. Yeah, this is becoming more trendy. This is actually a Panov Kann. Like the Panov-Botvinnik Kann. I think it's this, and then there's some like bishop ideas. Okay, here I just went back the pawn, I think. Maybe not. Maybe not. I used to play this for white. Like rook c, bishop d3 to c4? b6. So b6 is rook d1. I sack the pawn then. Yeah, maybe I do. I'm going with my gut, trying to learn from the previous game. I should have played b6. I was expecting rook d1. Yeah, here we might just simplify into an ending where I'm down a pawn. Take on e7. I really don't want to trade queens. So like if takes, maybe queen a5, bishop d2, queen b6. I will be threatening to take on f3 to destroy white structure and maybe win d4. And this is worth calculating too. Take. That's really not good winning chances. So queen a5. Let's play this. My original thought, bishop d2, queen b6. I defend the pawn, still threatening this. b4. Honestly missed that. It's very strong. I guess a5's coming, a5, queen a6. Is there any argument for queen b5? Lose a7, take on f3. And take on b4, maybe. Like, there's some practical compensation. Two bishops, open position. Some pawn weaknesses. Okay, rook e8. Queen g5, I take and take on b4. There's a5. I still win back a pawn. Actually, a5, I might have this. a7, take, take. Okay, this is playable. Rook b1. I'll eventually play rook d5. Queen e2. I'm ready to take and then rook g5. Oh, that's a free rook. Okay. I was looking for the fancy tactics, but White gave me the simplest tactic of taking a free piece. Okay. Trusting my gut paid off. Probably objectively I was worse out of the opening. This used to be one of my favorite lines for White. I would usually get this position from a Caro Kann move order, so not a queen's pawn opening, but e4, c6, and then c4. We got it from a different move order. Well, when I was younger, I really liked playing this position, like holding on to the pawn, and a lot of players struggled with this. But there's some nuances where, like in some of the Caro lines, White doesn't commit to knight f3, and White can play knight e2 to f4 to have another defender. And then, like, I vaguely remember this idea. Maybe I didn't execute properly, though. I briefly considered b6, but I didn't like rook d1, preventing this maneuver. But maybe I have bishop g4 here. Bishop g4, rook d3. Oh, so this was fine. Except the engine says I should play this first, which makes sense. To be honest, I don't think I considered rook c7. Oh yeah, let me update my score. I'm 3 out of 4. Wait. Yeah, we have a break. So we do have time to kill. Can probably take some time to chill, answer questions, maybe review some of the games a bit deeper. I'd overlook b4, which is the strongest move. But there is this nagging compensation, like especially after white has his double pawns. And eventually my queen came in. And here I'm threatening to take, and then rook g5 to win the queen. So white had to be very careful. Apparently f4 is best. But this is just a blunder. There was a question earlier, do you stream and play on the same internet connection? I do. I don't know if it's possible to play and stream on different connections. I am wired into Ethernet, so it should lead to more stability. It seems like the stream has been fine so far. Question, will you participate in late title Tuesday? I'm not sure. Maybe. It depends on some of my afternoon plans if I finish everything in time. But the best way to catch streams is to subscribe on YouTube, hit the bell icon, follow on Twitch, turn on notifications. Do you have a favorite chess book? I think one of my favorite books in general, which definitely like talks about chess, but it's not like a pure chess book, is The Art of Learning by Josh Waitzkin, which is, it's a bit more general, like talking about his life experience and the process of going from beginner to master, not only in chess, but in other areas. He was also like a martial arts like world champion. It's also one of my favorite audiobooks. He narrates it, has a very soothing voice. Yeah, he's the same guy who Searching for Bobby Fischer was based off of. Would you ever consider doing a workout collab with Levy? What kind of workout? I played pickleball with Levy not too long ago. Maybe we can do a pickleball collab. That will be our form of working out. Will you be going to any Vegas tournaments this summer? Nothing planned. Although I did see they announced the freestyle event in Vegas for July. So maybe I would take a vacation. But the only trip currently on my itinerary is Greece. in a few weeks, it'll be early May, World Amateur Championships. What openings would you recommend to a player who's more tactical than positional? There's definitely a lot of tactical openings to choose from. There's also like 3 categories of openings to consider, is what to do as white, and also what to do against e4 and d4 as black. If you want more tactical positions, I'd recommend starting with e4 as white. Against e5, Evans Gambit, Spanish, maybe max range attack, or the Greco Gambit, I think also known as a Muller attack. Like playing e4 as white definitely requires probably more study, because there's a lot of different things black can do. Against Sicilian, I like recommending Grand Prix attack. As black, tactical openings against e4. I mean, Accelerator Dragon Sicilian is one of my favorite choices. It's been my main opening recently for Title Tuesday and Online Blitz. Or Stafford Gambit, but Stafford Gambit, it is risky. A lot of people do know the refutation these days. I guess there's also, there's a Gambit I used to play called the Schliemann. If you want something a bit more sound than Stafford, but still aggressive against e4, it's against the Spanish, you play pawn f5. I think this is completely sound, like even at a Grandmaster level. Against amateurs, you can get a lot of like fresh attacking positions. There's also a nice trap that like d4 looks very logical. But then, what is the trap? Takes, 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 and c6, and black's winning a pawn. So bishop's attacked and queen a5 is coming. I first encountered this from the white side. I just stumbled into it in a tournament game and lost pretty convincingly. And against d4, if you want a tactical line, probably like Cambridge Springs or Budapest Gambit. You can actually have a repertoire with both lines. Also, it's Anna Kramling. Thank you, Anna Kramling. Shout out to Anna. Did she just finish Reykjavik? I was watching Pia's commentary on my TV, like shortly before starting this stream. Shout out to Anna. I hope you had a good tournament. Maybe it was Pia who sent the raid. Pia's been a machine with the commentary of Anna's games. Oh, 4.5 out of 9. Okay. A solid 50%. Lost the final game. Yeah, I saw she was like trying to hold like down a pawn rook ending. Playing a strong player. Well, hopefully it was an enjoyable tournament. Everyone should check out Anna's recaps on YouTube too. Been doing a lot of good YouTube content recently. Oh, she was very happy with the tournament, wants to play more now. Well, that's nice to hear. Yeah, I played Reykjavik Open, was it last year? No. 2 years ago, I think. Yeah, 2 years ago. I actually played Anna in my most recent Reykjavik Open. We thought it was a joke when the pairings came up, but it wasn't a joke. Now I'm playing Benjamin Bach. Okay. I'm hiding chat. Here we go. Bach I've played also pretty recently, OTB. We play a lot of these St. Louis events. Oh, he knows my repertoire though. He's gonna play this like knight f3 line. Play bishop e6 first. Yeah, knight f3. Oh, queen b3. Some Grishuk Jeffrey Zhang game. I think it's b6. It might be b5 though. I think it's b6. Yeah, Bach does his homework when it comes to opening prep. Probably need to be better prepared for next time. Okay, now at least I stop knight e5. I think a6 c5 is a plan. a6 prevents potential knight b5 after c5. I remember, like, Jeffrey Zhang went through a phase of playing this. And Grishuk played this very rare move. I think it was a slightly different move order, though. Alright. Might have slightly weak pawns, but also slightly strong pawns. I played Bach a few times in Title Tuesday. Sometimes he streams, but yeah, it doesn't look like he's streaming, because otherwise it would show here. This is a question. Do I want to play c4 if I get the chance? He plays bishop f5 preemptively. There's rook c8. And there's rook e8. Queen e7. Allow the transformation. Kind of wondering about takes queen a4. Don't think it's a huge concern. Maybe I just sack the pawn like c4, take, rook a8. Okay, queen b6. I was beginning to feel a bit uncomfortable. I think everything's defended. I'm not sure though. Like knight a4, queen b4 perhaps. I think d4 might be in the air, especially with a c-file x-ray vision. Bishop g3. I should probably take. I think c4 actually makes sense here. It looks very anti-positional. There's a famous game though. Was it Botvinnik? Some very famous game where the GM played this and like wins on the B file. Okay, knight c5. I do concede the d4 square, but knight and d4 blocks the pressure against the pawn on d5. Oh, that's kind of annoying. Take. Wait, I wouldn't be too. Oh, there's 97. Tricky. Maybe rook b8 first. b3. So tricky. Just take? Maybe I just take. Then rook b1? don't think my queen gets trapped. If we trade, f2 becomes a target. Oh, we take f2. I gotta go for this. I didn't even see this, but knight here? Attack? 3 attackers. Oh. Ugh. I just forgot about that move. Maybe I should have taken the bishop. I have knight f2 maybe coming, still threatening the bishop. And knight f2. Oh, good move. Ah, he's finding good moves. It's annoying. I have to play this. Bishop e6 is coming. Queen e6. I'm just losing. Maybe I'll have a trick. Okay, maybe I don't have a trick. I got outplayed. Does anyone know in chat, like, which game I'm referring to? I think it was Botvinnik. A very similar type of structure. Bach would probably know. Yeah, taking on b2 is almost certainly not a good move. I think what was I calculating? To be honest, I don't think I realized like I'm getting checked here. I thought I just have this immediately. But I also missed rook c2. I just missed a lot of things. I mean, the position, according to Engine, was fine. Got equalized. Knight e5 apparently is slightly preferable. Because this way, knight a4 doesn't trade off the knight, and I'm threatening to take a knight d3. Yeah, I just took a poison pawn. What to do? Things were actually quite solid here. I think I was considering this, but I didn't like b3. I don't have to even play rook b8. I have a5. Rook c5 actually looks nice. Prepare rook a5. Queen still defends e6. Okay, some lessons to take away here. Let me close out my tabs. Let me update my score as well. 3 out of 5. So that was round 5. So my 2 losses have been to pretty strong GMs. Lost to Korobov, lost to Bach. I got balked. That was mind-boggling. And YouTube chat is going strong with the puns. What's your average TT score? Usually like 6.5 to 7. My highest score ever was 8.5. It was earlier this year. My lowest score ever was also, I think, earlier this year, like 4, maybe 4.5. But that was Tilted Tuesday. Okay, moving on. Round 6. Starting now. Sticking with my London. I am maintaining my rating. 2804. Welcome back to Pablo.
Know that you can subscribe for free with Twitch Prime?
I think text-to-speech is turned on, but I can't really hear it, so thanks for the hopefully kind message. Hope you're doing well. Okay, we have the one of the main London positions. Black has a lot of options here. Queen b6 is the most like sharp enforcing. e6 is kind of the old main line. There's some trendy lines too, like take knight h5 or knight h5 right away. But bishop d6 is the main move. It seems like my opponent either is not booked up or maybe has a pizza delivery. f6 bishop h4. If queen b6, there's some tricks. Bishop e7, I don't recall. I'll just take. I want to punish the knights, but yeah, there's not a great way to do that. Take. Bishop e5, bishop d7. There's 95, maybe 95? And then take and queen a4. Like, I sometimes get the structure where I trade on c6 with the bishop. But here I keep my bishop. Attack this. And black's left with not the best thing on c8. I guess there's takes c5 maybe coming. So I do have queen a3. Queen a3. Take. There's queen a5, which is kind of interesting. I'm going with my gut. It's very positional. I want to get some queenless, like late stage middle game. Exploit the c5 square. Like this would be the ideal setup. There might be some issue with black and counterplay on the file though. I might end up queenside castling just to defend b2 and then shift over. Okay, a5. You have knight e4, I have f3. So there's knight d6. Wow. So take. There's a line where I sack a pawn. I get very good structure. There's also knight c1 to d3. I'm going to play this. But then knight d6 into c4. If I take... I think this is easier to play. This is the line where I sack the pawn. This is a judgment call. Imagine black will take. But it is kind of ugly structure for black. He sacks back the pawn. I guess there's rook a5 coming. I think I have to take though. Wow, sacks another pawn. I can't take it because rook c8. Bishop c4 maybe. Super tricky. It's more about piece activity over material. I have to activate this rook. King e2. King e6 is coming. Really? So I'm down. Wait, it's equal material? Well, threatening mate. Threatening mate in one. Okay. Well, it's not easy. I probably let some draws slip at some point. I'm actually surprised Engine says black slightly for choice, but only after rook b8. Oh, thank you, Akash Poodle. Says, hey Eric, big fan of your London style opening. With 179 something. Thanks so much. Oh, I missed mate in one. When I played g4, I was preparing this mate in one. I missed rook f5 checkmate. Wow. And then the position goes back to being drawn. I won the hard way. It was a pawn raise. I thought I was up a pawn, but it's just 3-on-3. But now I'm up a pawn. And then here it's winning. Black had to play d4. Timely move. And then I blunder with b4. It's drawn again. But only drawing move rook a3. That's hard to find. I guess the idea is to target this as winning. Oh, but then it's drawn again. Oh, man. Well, this game probably has very low accuracy. 60%? Oh, 88.8. What? I made so many blunders in the endgame. Wait, this is a draw? How is this a draw? I thought it's Lucina, but I guess... Ah, black can check from the side? But then rookie won the final blunder. Wow. What a game. It was like almost Lucina, but not quite Lucina. Okay, moving on. I'm 4 out of 6. Here we go. I have an Alapin. I actually don't know the move order here. Yeah, we're just transposing into something I know. So knight b5, queen d8, bishop e3 I would take. And bishop e2. Hmm. You know, I've studied this. I just forget the move. Like a6, but then knight c4. Queen d8. Maybe it's fine. I'll have to check this line afterwards. b5. Kind of playing in a risky fashion because I'm not developing the king side. I do develop the queen side. If a4, it looks a little bit shaky. There's b4, there's c4. b4 actually makes more sense. White has initiative. Bishop d5. c4, I'm thinking bishop e4. d4 is attacked. I'm still slow to castle, but king should still be safe. If we trade... There's also bishop d6 here. Leaving tension. Which diagonal does the bishop want to stay on? b7. Maybe queen c7. Very soon I'll castle, hopefully. Maybe I should take... How scary? d5 is not too scary. I'm still probably slightly worse. Trade bishops. White has a defended passer, more active knight. But still kind of a rich position. Somewhat imbalanced. It's going to be a fight for the D-file. I'm thinking H5. We might see Queen F2 actually, but Queen F2 I take knight E4. If the knight comes in, then I hit D1. H4. It's risky because my pawn could be weak. Could be strong though too. Like knight gets to G3. So take Queen E3, Queen D8. This might just fizzle to a draw. I have... take a moment here. Yeah, let's start with this. So there's check, King H7, Knight F7, check, King H2, Queen F4, check. I have at least a draw. Do I have more? There's like one check. Am I threatening mate? Almost. I think I'm threatening mate. I'm also threatening the knight. Yeah, I'm threatening mate in 4. 1, 2. And then 3, 4. Or 3, 4. Okay. Nice finish. Tricky game. I guess pushing the H-pawn paid off. It looked very close to a draw around here. Oh, white had Queen D3 forcing the queen trade. And getting a better ending. Yeah, we both missed that. And Knight F7 looks really scary because this Queen H8, King G6, Knight E5 is a threat. But I was able to win the pawn with check. And white's just losing here.
Do you have any plans to commentate on Vampire Chicken's next Risk tournament?
Oh, I have not been asked. But I don't know if I'm a qualified Risk commentator. I should follow though. Best of luck to Vampire Chicken. Also, welcome back. I'm pink, therefore I'm spam. So I'm 5 out of 7. Pretty good score. My only losses have been to Grandmasters rated 3,000 plus. Oh yeah, I do want to check the line. Bishop E2. It's one of these like tricky... It's a very natural, just developing move in such positions. But usually the main lines like this and this make obvious threats, so they force me to react. This I would take, and then this I would play Queen D8. But with Bishop E2, I kind of have to commit to something. Like here, okay, engine says takes, but then after Knight B5, Bishop D6, I don't think I've studied this. Queen D8 is also playable. There's a line I usually like to play where the bishop's here and this bishop's still here and there's Knight D5. But this position is very different. Bishop e2 is Tivyakov's recommendation. Does Tivyakov have a book or course on this? I'll have to take a look. I mean, the Alapin Sicilian has been, I think, growing in popularity recently. Great weapon for blitz. I went through a small phase of playing it. I think I played it once in classical. It was Beal, like a year and a half ago. Played it in some online games at some point. How many rounds are there in total? 11. So we're past the halfway point. Usually after round 8, there's another break. Wait, is that Bach on top? No, that's Bogdan. Oh yeah, Bach can't be on top because yeah, we did not have perfect scores when we played. So I'm probably tied with a lot of strong GMs. I'll probably play up next game too. I'm a half point behind Danya. I'm not seeing like Gukash or Magnus or Caro. There's Firouzja here. What happened to the big fish? Oh, here's big fish. Fedoseev. But the other big... Oh, I'm tied with Caro. I could play Caro next game, but I'm not. I'm playing this person. Okay. Let's try and stay tied with Caro, maybe pass Caro. I'm undefeated so far against players rated below 3,000. Opponent deep in thought. Okay, e3. A trendy line. I'll play my usual. I think I played this opponent. Oh, no, maybe I haven't. I'm gonna play this move. Oh, 92. Yeah, this is a trend. I think G6 is actually a move. I think I played this against Felix Bloberger at the World Rapid Blitz. Or the crazy game. G6 looks weakening, but the point is to neutralize a diagonal. Also prevent knight f5 from happening, which does sometimes happen in these positions. I just blundered the pawn. Oh dear. Just played one move without really putting in any mental thought. Wow, I'm just losing. I have to play rook b8. Or can I play this and then trap the rook? Treat it as a gambit? Wait, this is kind of funny. Because here, take bishop e5, I have knight d3. Okay, I'm inventing a new gambit. It's called blunder a pawn gambit and maybe trap the rook. Yeah, this is a fork. The thing is, I'm down a bishop and a pawn, so I can afford to get back material. Like after this, takes, I'm still down a pawn. White has to go for it. Do I have this move though? Do I have... I was thinking take and then castle, but that doesn't work. Problem with this is this. I think I have to just win the piece. I lose another pawn. There's nothing else. Okay. So now I'm down 2 pawns. Could be worse. I could be down 3 pawns. At least my rooks are connected. White's rooks are very disconnected. There is one open file. Can I sack another pawn? Sacrifice everything. It might be checkmate. Okay, 94. Some initiative. Can take and attack both rooks. Bishop b2. Wait, this is getting very interesting. Both rooks are hit. Oh, if takes, did I really just pre-move rook takes c8? I forgot I can take with check. Okay, I win back material. Knight takes queen d3. If pawn takes might be coming. Maybe queen f3. I have d4. Rook c2. Rook c2, knight b4, check f3. Just go for this. Knight e7 is a threat too. Just win a pawn maybe, or trade pawns. Yeah, White has 2 pawns for the exchange, but open position. And there's d3. I think I should just take though. And if takes rook d8, knight b4, rook a3. I tried. Oh, my gambit almost paid off. Oh, I shouldn't lose that. I got tricky with the knight. And the pawn. Pawn got very strong. At least we have a break. Yeah, I thought I was winning this pawn, but yeah, I kind of misjudged. A d4 is a good resource. I was just like so set on playing f5 for a few moves there. I'm so sad now. I went from like just losing out of the opening to just getting a winning position. And then back to losing. It's a circle of life. A cool game though. How bad is Queen E7? That's just a losing move. I was trying to be flexible. Because I thought maybe there's some case where, like if white plays d4, then castle queenside, and I can attack. And I should just castle and be normal. But then it got kind of spicy. Knight c5. This is still fine for white. At least it was imbalanced. Like we got a position where white was more susceptible to blundering. Like bishop ac4 was just a very bad move. Probably missing that I discovered attack this and hit this. And everything's felt smooth. Like around here, things were flowing. I got my king in. Oh, engine likes a5. Yeah, that's kind of a weird engine move. Hello to Danny B. How's it going? 999 super chat says hi Eric, hi chat. Everyone say hi to Danny B. I appreciate the support. Yeah, around here it's like it's not winning. It's still better, but it takes a lot of effort. Engine likes a5. I really just wanted to win the pawn, which I never got to do. Engine likes rook b5 here. Yeah, actually, I realized shortly after I played rook a4 that, yeah, rook b5 was a possibility. But at this point, like, my instincts were just taking over. Like, I maybe still had enough time to slow down and consider this. There's still d4. Why is f5 not? f5 knight d2. I can't take the pawn because of the fork. Yeah, I don't know if I would find, like, takes. f5 looks so natural. Oh, Andrew with the 999 super chat saying, hi, Danny B. Okay, nice way to say hi. Also, thank you, Shadow Jackal. Happy 9 months. Yeah, I played rook a4. And then already here, it's like probably easier to play for white because the pawn gets to d7. I wonder at some point maybe I could have sacked. I had to be very precise here. Yeah, rook b1 only helped white improve the king. So rook c1 would cut off the king. That's actually a common like beginner mistake in a lot of endings. Like beginners will see a check and play a check, but very often it's about restricting the opponent's pieces rather than directly attacking, especially when it comes to like having rook versus king. So in this case, the king is restricted, can't help the pawn. d7 would be check. And I have to play this. And maybe at the right moment I like sack back. Okay. Life goes on. I'm 5 out of 8. So now I'm only undefeated against non-GMs. I've lost to all the GMs today. But I've beaten everyone below me. Staying over 2800. Opponent just hit 29.99 with that win. Yeah, it feels like the lag is slightly back. Let me close out my tabs here. I think I have a lot of the previous games open. That maybe slows things down. Okay. And we can peruse the standings. So before that round, I was tied with Caro. But now I'm a point behind Caro. Dayak is leading the tournament. Along with, who is this? Oh, along with Korobov. Okay. Go Korobov. It's not too often I play the eventual Title Tuesday winner. Korobov beat me in round 3, I think it was.
Moved to a country that doesn't have Prime, using my last Prime sub for a few years. Rosen, thank you.
Oh, thank you, Jabirna. Appreciate that. Oops. Okay, let's start. Here we go. Back to the usual London opening. Probably transpose into a Pierce. Maybe Jobava London. Or maybe whatever this is. E5 is common. Queen D2 still. Yeah, slightly different move order. Pretty sure D5 is most principled. And play some Benoni. Queen is actually probably slightly misplaced on
Back again, live for
D2.
a change, enjoying the afternoon chess here in
Thank
London.
you to name change. Yeah, usually the knight likes to do this maneuver. If B5, I take it. If A6, I play A4. Queen B6. Probably just Rook B1. Kind of wondering if I can sack, but let's just play Rook B1. Always have to watch out for this idea to hit the bishop and the knight. But everything's defended here. Yeah, here I thought I could take and then... Not sure what black wants. But after the queen trade, I defend E4. Oh, maybe it was just an oversight from black. Bishop A6, I fork. Oh, but then maybe not. So maybe I have to play A4. I could take the knight. Take... it's tempting. Bro thinks he's Bobby Fischer. The famous Fischer game where he played knight h5 in the structure. I'll take in rook e1. Threatening this. I have c4. a5. Rook b8's coming. Rook g3 first. I really want to take on d6. Don't think it's great though. b4. Knight c3. What to do? What to do? All right, let's play this. I feel like I'm misplaying this a little bit. Maybe I can go after the pawn. I take. It's risky. I don't see how black breaks down my structure though. Bring the king to maybe c2 eventually. A knight defends a rook, so I think everything's under control. Bishop d7, I play knight c3. Fancy. Oh, what to do? I think I'm winning on the queen side. Maybe not though. Oh no. No! I think the final position is losing. Black's king walked in quite quickly. I had no security on the king side. I also wasted like too much time. I probably had to put my king on e2. Maybe eventually go for this. I should have played knight a4, knight b6 sooner. Ugh. Not the best finish. Yeah, final position is losing. It felt so smooth too. Like, this was fine. Okay, this was a commitment. Oh no, my 2800 rating. Oh, 92 only move? Okay, I would have had to play very precisely. Yeah, b4, I thought I'm breaking through, but it doesn't really do anything. Like, we just trade pawns and black has time to walk in. If I play this, there's takes and I lose my knight. What to do? I think the opening was fine. The opening was very fine, actually. Alright, moving on. Thank you, Hypertrophy. Let's hide everything, and I'm white again. What round is this? Round 10. 2 more games. I'm trying not to tilt too much. We have this line. It's not a line I've played or studied that much. I just know that white gambits a pawn and usually does things to expand. I was studying this with the engine maybe a few months ago. It's like, it's very hard for black to survive against the engine with natural moves. Like, there's some e5. Maybe bishop here first. And as white, you just want to accelerate development. Maybe rook b1 would have been nice to include. Keep developing. So I'm calculating takes, pawn takes e5. Take, knight d5. Knight e4. b5 probably makes sense. Or a4 preventing b5 makes sense. I'll try and pressure on the clock as well. Here's some queen e1 ideas. It's long-term compensation. Down a pawn. I don't win anything back right away, but position's very nice. More space, more center, more development. Eventually I might want to like do things on the queen side. I'm trusting my gut. If takes, okay, it doesn't happen. Bishop c3, bishop f6. Take. You have e5, take. Looks decent. Okay, knight g5 comes to mind. There's takes knight e5. I'm ready to attack. Might be some potential sacks. And then like queen h5, rook b3. That could be fun. Yeah, I might actually be threatening the double minor piece sack. There's a famous double bishop sack. You sack on h7, g7. And black does not allow it. I could take the knight. Oh, where's my follow-up? Rook b3. Knight e5, take. Knight e7, wow. Bishop a1. Just get out the way of the rook. Want to do this and mate. Queen c5 is coming. Don't think that changes much. Bishop d4. There's h6. It's getting spicy. Getting real spicy. That move I missed. That's annoying. Take. What to do? Defend the pawns. No. I messed up. I really messed up. No stalemates. Tough game. Opponent defended well and then played the time scramble well. what to do. Bishop takes g7. I don't think is human. Wow. The idea would be g6. Yeah, this is not at all human. And if queen takes g6, rook g3. White's slightly better. Let's see if there was anything else earlier. So here, bishop f6. This sort of move was on my mind. It looked risky, but I guess white just has a monster attack now with a queen and rook coming in, and with a pawn here. Like g6 and this force mate. Yeah, because h7 and g7 are both mating squares. And then, yeah, it got crazy around here. Knight came in. I won e5. I lost f1. I should have just kept the foot on the gas, like keep making threats. This is a slightly passive move. And then I completely collapsed. Queen d3. King g1 is winning because the knight is stuck. The bishop was decent on f4, actually. It just needed to stay defended. Okay, GG. One more game to go. Should take a look briefly at the opening too. Engine prefers rook b1. Bishop b5, bishop d7, then take. Oh, and then knight h3. Wow. Yeah, these positions require, I think, more experience to like understand some of the more exotic ideas. This is very similar to Grand Prix, where you develop the knight to the rim in order to not obstruct the f-file, but to still have this idea. Okay, final game. Is it Stafford Gambit time? I'm fully tilted now after losing a few games. Budapest Gambit, maybe? Budapest Gambit time. Haven't played this in a while, especially in Title Tuesday. A couple of moves, knight t2 or knight c3. There was a question earlier in the stream about what aggressive openings to play. And Budapest is one of the most aggressive gambits against d4. So I'm still down the pawn, but trying to win it back with better structure. Queen d5 does defend. I'll keep poking and prodding. Now there's rook c1 defending or queen d2 defending. Now I believe queen a5. Hitting this and again hitting e5. Yeah, this gives me some nostalgia. Because there was a point in time when I was rated around maybe 2,000 to 2,100 FIDE. And I was playing the Budapest in classical tournaments. And this is one of the main lines. I think modern engines will find some refutation to this, but it may have started with rook c1 and not queen d2. Because now there's no way for white to effectively defend the pawn without losing this pawn. But still playable. Always have to watch out for these things. A6 probably is necessary. Just preventing rook b5. Yeah, I do want to exploit these pawns, but requires some patience. I definitely, or do I want to take? I guess there's pawn takes. Queen c5 is a move. Queen c5, knight b3, queen a7. It's kind of awkward. Also, I'm 5 out of... Wait, I'm 6 out of 10, right? No, I'm 5 out of 10. Oh no, my score. It's been a couple of rounds since I last updated the score. Wait, do I have this move? The queen moves. This position hurts my head. I don't think it works. So my queen has moved a lot. Here, 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 here. I'm up about a minute. Ready to develop my bishop. C5. A positional sacrifice from white. B6. Feels so awkward with the queen here. F6 maybe. It's actually beginning to feel pretty comfortable. Some nice harmony. The queen will eventually find its way to freedom, maybe. Bishop f3 is coming. E4 is also probably coming. I have rook d3. I might be in trouble here. My knight's getting stuck. What do I do? I'm losing a piece. I might be losing a piece. Rook d3. Take. I don't see how to save the piece. A5. Oh no. I think I have to just play this and pray. That's not looking good. I'm threatening maybe eventually c6. I have some funny pawns on the queen side though. A pawn snake. C4 is attacked. Don't mess with my snake. Mm. Oh no. No, I messed up. Or did I? No, I'm so sad. Ow. Stalemate me, please. Oh. Oh, I was winning, right? I had to... Was it not winning? Maybe it wasn't winning. Because C3's attacked. It was drawing if I played this move. Oh, I'm so sad. I had the pawn... I almost had a pawn cube, too. It was winning here. Oh, I'm so sad. Crazy game. Yeah, I mean, I had no time to realize what tactics were happening. Good game. Not the best tournament. Finished with 5 points. I think it's time to get some food and some fresh air. Congratulations to the winners. Tie for first. So I guess I did help Korobov in some sense. Except I didn't help him with the tie breaks. Well, maybe it would not have mattered. The tournament's still wrapping up. Some final games. Yeah, again, apologies for the lag. I think it probably affected me more than it affected viewers watching. I'm not sure what to do to troubleshoot it. Maybe restart my machine. Thank you, Asia Invasia. Happy 27 months. So I might be back later, but I'm not sure. So stay tuned, maybe. If I am back later, the stream will start in just under 3 hours from now. There's one game going. Okay, Dayak wins on tiebreaks. Korobov in second. Serrana in third. I am ending it here. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. Appreciate those who supported. And stay tuned for more. Adios.